People say fear makes you weak, but they rarely understand that fear is where strength is born. 16-year-old Maya Thompson had lived inside fear for as long as she could remember. She was quiet, small-framed, with dark eyes that constantly searched the ground instead of meeting anyone's gaze. In the hallways of Westbridge Academy, she walked like a shadow, hoping not to be seen, hoping not to be chosen. Being different had taught her one brutal lesson early: silence was survival. Her skin color, her second-hand clothes, and her soft accent made her an easy target in a school that pretended to value equality while quietly rewarding cruelty. At the center of Maya's nightmare stood Mrs. Eleanor Whitmore, the history teacher everyone else admired. To parents, she was disciplined and traditional. To administrators, she was experienced. But to Maya, she was something far darker. Mrs. Whitmore's words cut sharper than any insult Ryan Cole could throw. Maya's correct answers were dismissed as lucky guesses. Her essays were returned with red marks and comments like unclear thinking or lacks proper perspective. Whenever classmates laughed, Mrs. Whitmore never stopped them. Sometimes she even smiled. It wasn't loud hatred. It was calculated, subtle, and protected by authority. Ryan Cole made sure the rest, tall, confident, untouchable, the son of a powerful donor, he ruled the school without ever getting his hands dirty in front of teachers. He shoved Maya's books to the floor, whispered slurs as he passed, and laughed when she flinched. He knew no one would believe her over him, and he was right. Complaints disappeared. Witnesses suddenly forgot what they saw. The system worked exactly the way it was designed to. When the school announced an elite leadership excursion, Maya was shocked to see her name on the list. Selected students would travel by private helicopter to a remote mountain training facility. Mrs. Whitmore would supervise. Ryan Cole would attend. Everything in Maya screamed to say no, but the counselor smiled and said this opportunity could change her future. Her mother, exhausted from working double shifts, nodded with tired pride. Maya swallowed her fear and agreed, not knowing she was stepping into a trap. The morning of the trip, the helicopter waited on the helipad like something out of a dream or a nightmare. The wind roared as the blades spun. Maya's hands trembled as she adjusted the borrowed helmet. It was her first time flying. Her stomach twisted, but she forced herself to breathe. Mrs. Whitmore looked her up and down with thinly veiled disgust. "Don't cause problems," she said flatly. Ryan smirked. "Try not to cry," he whispered. Two other students avoided eye contact, already choosing silence. As the helicopter lifted off, the ground shrank beneath them. Trees turned into dots. Mountains rose like walls. Maya pressed her hands together, fighting panic. Ryan leaned closer. "You know," he said quietly, "people like you don't belong up here." Mrs. Whitmore turned toward the pilot and murmured something Maya couldn't hear. Her expression was calm, too calm. Minutes later, the helicopter slowed and hovered above a vast stretch of wilderness. No landing pad, no buildings, just endless air and a deadly drop below. "Why aren't we landing?" Maya asked, her voice shaking. Mrs. Whitmore smiled coldly. "This is part of the lesson," she said. "Facing fear builds character." Ryan stood up and placed his hand on the door latch. Maya's heart stopped. "Please," Maya whispered, tears streaming down her face. "I'll do anything." Mrs. Whitmore's eyes were empty. "The world isn't fair," she replied. "You should learn that now." Ryan grabbed Maya's wrist. She screamed. The helicopter door slid open and the wind exploded inside. The other students froze in terror, unable to move. In that moment, Maya understood something devastating. No one was coming to save her. As Ryan shoved her forward, time slowed. Maya thought of her mother's voice telling her she was stronger than she knew. She closed her eyes. Her body left the helicopter. Inside, silence followed. Then panic. The pilot shouted. Ryan staggered back, staring down in horror. Mrs. Whitmore rushed to the open door. What they saw made their blood run cold. Maya wasn't falling the way she should have been. Her body stabilized mid-air. Something from her backpack unfurled, catching the wind. The helicopter shook as the pilot struggled to regain control. Ryan's face drained of color. "That's impossible," he whispered. Mrs. Whitmore's confident mask shattered, replaced by pure terror. Below them, Maya was still alive, and in that moment, everything they believed they controlled slipped away. If you think this story ends here, you're wrong. What happens next will expose the truth, destroy lives, and prove that courage can come from the most unexpected place. Subscribe to the channel now, because Chapter 2 delivers the justice they never saw coming, and you won't want to miss it.